Powered by Arkansas, for Arkansas. This is Inside Arkansas Live.
And welcome into Inside Arkansas Live here on this beautiful day here in the great state of Arkansas. I'm your host, John Neighbors, alongside Curtis Wilkerson and Andrew Ellis, and appreciate each and every one of you for making us a part of your afternoon. This afternoon, happy St. Patrick's Day to everybody out there. I don't know if anyone can tell, but we're in the spirit of St. Patrick's Day. And yes, it is a Tuesday, and there's a lot of things to talk about, but also you're probably like, well, hey, guys, weren't you guys supposed to be in Kansas City flying out? We're probably going to have to just explain what's going on there. But either way, we're here. We're excited. Still basketball season. We got NCAA tournament games tonight. We got Razorback baseball today. A lot of great things going on. But fellas, how are the vibes on the St. Patrick's Day?
They're weird. They're not what I expect them to be, but I will gladly deal with them. We'll get to Portland eventually, hopefully. I think maybe very, very late tonight at best, and that's okay if it works out. Weird deal. I never had a flight canceled that was a day before, and it happened at 1:30 a.m. So glad John was dealing with the insomnia or whatever, so he saw it and was able to get us on another flight, because I think a bunch of other people kind of got screwed there. But no, I'm good. I'm disappointed that we're not on our way, but I'm looking forward to getting down there. I prepped last night. You guys ever ate Hawaiian Brothers?
I have. Great stuff.
That was dinner last night. So like I'm getting ready for the Rainbow Warriors. I talked to Gus Arginal this morning about this matchup and everything. They played them a couple times, so I'm dialed in for all this. I'm just ready to get down there so we can size these boys up a little bit, but it's just slightly delayed, unfortunately.
Yeah, you get you some nice pineapple. You like that?
It was like the Honolulu chicken or something. Michelle had some pineapple, though. It's good.
Gotcha. I know they serve pineapple with like everything there, which is just kind of the way it goes. But yeah, I knew something was up. I did the thing last night where I and I do this a lot in my life, where I'm like, you know what, I got some packing left to do. I've got some things I needed to take care of. I'll just do it in the morning. And so I was already, set my alarm 2 hours early, because I was going to just wake up and finish laundry, finish doing some things. And then to see y'all texting it, and I woke up at like 5 something, and I saw that y'all had been texting. I'm like, what could they have possibly been talking about in the middle of the night? Like, why are they texting? I'm like, oh, okay. And so I was like, man, I'll just go right back to sleep. Guess we're okay here. And so it's not ideal, but I got to be honest, I'm kind of okay with it. If especially because we get to do this live stream and get to interact with the Razorback faithful before we hit the road.
Yeah, listen, it's you got to look at it in the glass half full, and there's a lot of travel issues going on in the country, as we all know. So, but basically, how it all transpired, folks, is that I get a text at 1:30 this morning, and ironically enough, I was scrolling on social media, going down one of those rabbit holes that I'm not even ashamed to tell you what I was going down a rabbit hole of, but it had something to do with it's not even important. But the point is that I was up and I got the text and said, hey, their flight has been canceled, and we tried to rebook it, but it can't happen. It's like, that's great. That sounds lovely. And then, lo and behold, get online real quick and try to get on the links. And I, of course, text you guys, which I didn't think you'd be awake, but then again, I don't know. So then I was like, all right. So I found it. What happened was, originally we were going to drive to Kansas City and fly out this afternoon. Well, now we are flying out, at least at this point in time, hopefully don't jinx it, flying out of X&A tonight. And so we're just going to fly into Salt Lake City. They got it rebooked that way. The kicker is trying to fly back, because our flight still is scheduled for Kansas City to come back. So we'll just cross that bridge when we get there. But we're going to arrive at about 11:45 local time in Portland tonight, which is about 1:45 in the morning today in Central Time. So the point in bringing all this up is probably a lot of you don't care, but it is showing just how dedicated we are to bringing you the best Razorback basketball coverage of the NCAA tournament, that we are willing to spend nights in hotels and in airports. We are willing to go to airports that we didn't even know existed. And whatever it takes, come hell or high water, we are going to be in Portland for the NCAA tournament on Thursday. Hopefully earlier, but we'll at least be there Thursday.
I will. I'll share a sleeping bag with one of the unhoused up there if I have to. I don't care. Just get me there, man, and we can let the ball do the talking. So, gonna be a long trip. It's gonna be fun. It'll be worth it, man. As soon as we walk in there and we grab those credentials, and that feeling, John and Andrew. I'm so excited that you get the full experience. Now you've been able to be in the games and everything, but now all of us are credentialed. The day before, with the practices, the locker room interviews, and all that stuff. It's awesome. It's the ultimate vibe check kind of day. And when you walk in there, and it's, you kind of put yourself, it's almost like you envision being a player. You know, you walk out there on the floor for the first time and look around, you're like, oh yeah, this is the big time right here. It's a cool moment, man. So I'm pumped for it.
I guess we didn't really like talk about it too much publicly, but yeah, last year when we were in Providence, I was not allowed in the arena. And you know, John and Curtis had their loopholes or whatever. So literally during the practice, I was just walking around trying to find a spot to host our post game show, which I'm glad we ended up doing. But that was like, you know, kind of a little bit of a bummer, which, you know, in the moment you're just kind of prepared to do whatever you got to do on these trips, which is still the case. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward. I think it's going to help our coverage too, being able to have 3 of us in there, boots on ground, being able to interview different guys in the locker room, get a feel for everything. So I'm definitely looking forward to it. And ultimately, like we will follow this pig to Mars if we have to. And I'm down to do that. I've actually thought about the possibility of, you know, not trying to speak anything into existence, but if we were to, you know, run into some trouble on our journey tonight, we might just end up doing some scouting in Salt Lake City because, you know, we got a football game in Salt Lake City later this year. And so we might just have to scout the area a little bit.
Boy, that sounds like a great time for sure. To scouting, because I don't know if anybody even knows this, but spring practice has started. You know, I don't think anybody's even locked into that very much at all. But either way, you know what? I haven't been so long. I have to do it when it's red, baby. We got to stop. It's just like the stoplight. You know what I'm saying? Stop sign. Tamara, thank you so much. She says, here's for you guys some good luck cash, woo pig suey. Thank you so much, Tamara. You did not have to do that, but we really, really appreciate it. You're one of our favorite listeners, watchers, however you want to put it. You've been tapped in on all of our content. I know you're a huge basketball fan. So thank you so much, Tamara, for that nice gift of you. Yeah,
that's big time. We appreciate you, Tamara. You're a sweetheart. That's awesome. Ball knower, Tamara is. And she gets fired up about it, too. I absolutely love it. And, you know, Tamara, like you're one of the reasons why I really wish that Arkansas was in Oklahoma City, you know, and instead of being out in Port, because there's so many folks who would be able to go there. Could you just imagine Arkansas taking over? What is it, Paycom? I don't even know what the arena is called nowadays, but that would have been sick, man. But we really do appreciate this. And honestly, and hell, actually, I don't know, maybe you are going, I don't know, but assuming you're not, like this is very cool. And the reason that we enjoy doing this so much is because we can get behind the scenes and in the locker room and share those experiences with people who aren't able to get out there. So we're very fortunate to be able to do this. And, you know, we'll work overtime to make sure you guys get the coverage that you're looking for there.
Yeah. I hope that, you know, for those of you that aren't able to travel, I hope you feel like we are representing you on this trip, which, you know, I'm sorry you couldn't find anyone cool to represent you, but, you know, I hope it feels like, you know, you're able to kind of live through us a little bit and that we're able to kind of do something for y'all and we're able to kind of make this a special experience, make it a special journey. And you can still feel connected through this. And I'd say that's like my favorite feedback that we get from other people is people that maybe don't live in Fayetteville, maybe don't get to see the team in person too much, that they still feel connected through us. And so even though it is, you know, not ideal going to Portland and all that, we're excited about it. And we're glad that you guys are still excited for us and still excited to live through this experience with us. And we appreciate that for sure.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And, you know, don't want to jinx it, which, I mean, at this point in time, there's no such thing as jinxing because it's all just going to happen the way it is. But, you know, I know last year was great going to Sweet 16, but, you know, with Andrew being a part of it, me and Curtis, we got a good run of NCAA tournament experience ourselves, actually. In fact, our record is just as it is better than Cal's at Arkansas and better than Muss's at Arkansas because we've been there the whole time. So let's just hope it's another great second weekend heading into and maybe even a third heading into the NCAA tournaments. Yes, but thank you. Good grief, man. Guy Dre, pig. Hey, appreciate you, Dre. That is really nice of you to do. And of course, Dre, of one of our OGs who has been tapping in for all of our stuff of Basis Health. Really appreciate you. And I know you're a big basketball fan. And I don't want to say it's for this if it's wrong because it's been so long, never been a year. I'm pretty sure Dre and Basis Health, they came on with us once our basketball started getting revved up about a year ago. And that's kind of when our real friendship with Dre kind of came together. So really appreciate that, man. And really appreciate your support there. And am I mistaken in that there's a connection there with Utah? Yes, he's got a lot of down there. We might hit you up. You know, you have to do some scouting for us. So yes, let us know where to go. Yeah, I got experience too. You know, I went to Provo once. So yeah, there's that. But no, thank you, Dre. Really appreciate it. Because I was even laughing for someone who does not travel and has not traveled much in his life. For some reason, this is going to be my second time going to the Salt Lake City airport. And I'm like, man, I've flown into some weird airports twice, like Cincinnati and Springfield. I don't know. It's just very strange. But either way, but
nice.
really appreciate you.
Is it nice? Do you remember Salt Lake City Airport? I figure that's where we're eating dinner or something. So might as well.
Well, here's the thing is when I flew in there, it was like that was my destination because of the Provo angle. So I didn't really spend any time there. So yeah, this will be a first. I'm surely they got some, cool spots. I would think it's a big airport. Yeah, Chili's. They got to have the Chili's. So yeah, we'll make it work. But no, really appreciate it. Like that's awesome of all of y'all to do that for us. So I know we're going to have a lot of things to talk about when it comes to the Razorback basketball and. I'm sure you guys have been following, which, it's the NCAA tournament. You got people coming up with their predictions, and they're going through their brackets. And like, here's what I'm thinking. Good grief, man. Jeremy, thank you. Like, you don't have to do this, man, but thank you so much, Jeremy. Okay. Now, he says, I'll join the party. WPS, get us wins, safe travel. Thank you, Jeremy, so much. And then, Evan. Needed to pay my annual subscription to Inside Arkansas Safe Travels. Y'all are okay. Y'all,
this is crazy.
This is not something you have to do. Thank you, seriously, so much. Thank you. But that is awesome of y'all to do. I like Tamara just opened up the Pandora's box here, but seriously, thank you guys so much. It's unnecessary, but it's awesome that you're doing that.
Oh yeah, you guys are you're way too nice to us for as much as we pick on you. We appreciate it though. Go ahead.
Logan, what's one more? Logan, man, like seriously, y'all, thank you. I mean, I'm blown away by this.
We'll pay it forward.
Yes.
We will pay it forward. Thank you, guys.
We'll pay it forward. And I've been thinking about Logan a lot here just because, we were traveling with him last year and how fun that was. And really, I would say, like, we knew Logan before, but that's when we became boys with Logan, was via this Razorback basketball team, And so, I'm kind of a little bit sad that he's not coming out to the West Coast with us, at least, officially. But yeah, we will definitely pay it forward. And I would say, I know we don't do it for the super chats, but it's now officially worth it. The flight rescheduling thing, it's now officially worth it, right?
It is for sure. Another thing with Logan, like after experiencing San Francisco with him, it's a damn shame that we don't get Portland. After some of the things that he saw.
Yeah, there's nothing better than seeing a good old Southern Arkansas boy experience San Francisco for the first time.
Thank you, Washburn Idol. Thank you for this. He says, everyone's doing it. I just want to be popular. Man.
Washburn Idol is top 3 now.
Yes.
On the Cat Power rankings. Yeah.
Washburn Idol's been paying the bills.
It's not just supers either. Like it's good questions, really good comments. Every time I see Washburn Idol in our starred chats, I'm like, all right, this is gonna be a good one. So
yeah, that's awesome. Seriously, thank you guys so much for that. Yeah, we're gonna make it and put it to good use. It's not like Ebenezer Scrooge. We're gonna have it in our pockets and but it's like we're gonna make sure that if we have to travel and okay. Well, can y'all let us do the show here in a second? He's gonna try Razorback. Thank you. Thank you, Razorback. Like, man, y'all are awesome. Y'all are awesome for this. Like, again, we're over here just trying to talk about the Razorbacks. And
I was gonna say, what do you guys want us to talk about? I mean,
I was thinking, y'all run the show, bro.
Let's let us know. Like,
yeah, we just need to make it a chat-driven show now. I mean, they paid their dues literally into it, so it's like we can just whatever y'all want to talk about, get into it. But man, seriously though, thank you guys so much for it all. It's been awesome for this. I don't even remember what I was trying to say now. I think it had something to do with the fact that with everybody coming out with their projections and, putting their brackets together, I feel like there's been a lot more people that are saying Arkansas is going to win the national championship as a dark horse. Have you guys been getting that vibe a little bit?
I've been seeing a lot of Arkansas emerging out of that bracket to the Final Four on, whoever. I think Fanta did it. A few people have picked them to win a title. Yeah, I'm starting to see quite a bit of that. They're trendy. I don't even know if we can call them a dark horse at this point.
It's concerning me a little bit. Like, not too bad. Like, I don't actually subscribe to the notion that when people like you, you lose, but it reminds me a little bit of Mike Anderson's that last tournament team that Mike Anderson had with Daryl Macon, Jalen Barford, and all them, because they had that mini run the year before that a lot of people were like, oh, hey, they were dangerous. And then they ran it back with the same squad, basically. Everyone. I remember, I think Obama had Arkansas in the Final Four or something like that. Because they were like, oh, yeah, guards, March, Arkansas. Yeah. And then they got popped by Butler in round 1. So as much as I do kind of enjoy the respect, it has me a little bit on edge.
Yeah, it's like I love it. Okay, let me put it this way. As a Razorback fan, we all get pissed if we don't get our respect, right? Like we get pissed. We get like, hey, why are there's that going on with Darius Acuff during the season. And everyone's like, with this guy, though, he's fraudulent, he's too small. It's like, no, we're like, he's the best. And then he has it all come together and it starts working out. All that, like we demand respect, we get mad when we don't get respect. And then as soon as we get respect, we're like, we don't like this. It's kind of like we don't like that. And because we fuel ourselves and we kind of live on having the chip on our shoulder, being doubted all the time. And so I'm not sitting here saying that everybody who's filled out a bracket has Arkansas in the national championship or winning it all. But it's like, I think Seth, always getting mixed up. Seth Greenberg's the one on ESPN, right? Yeah, he's the one. He had Arkansas in his Final Four, and then he had, I saw that there was a guy from, I wanted to say it was on 3. Could be wrong. I'm not mistaken. But the point is, I've seen people that really have put Arkansas into the mix, and a lot of it because of the draw, a lot of it because of Darius Acuff and all those things. And it's like, man, I love that. This is great. But I almost don't want people to try to figure us out. It's just such a weird game that we play and a weird dynamic that we play where, again, I'm appreciative of getting the respect, but I also feel like they haven't done it all year, and I don't want them to start now because then some way, some form, somehow the basketball gods are going to come together back. Is Arkansas finally getting their respect? Okay, good. So now you guys got to lose. That's it. It's just a weird game we play.
It is indeed. I have some thoughts on that, but
jeez, dude. There's so many I haven't even been able to keep up with it. But thank you, Razorback. Thank you, man.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's good stuff. We appreciate it. I tried to do the thing the best I could on the pod this morning about not that I need to be the voice of reason for anybody. Feel however you want to feel, but it was like, hey, I know we're all looking ahead, and we're seeing all these things, and it's great, and you're riding high off that SEC tournament title. We never take anything for granted in March. You know what I mean? Like it's very easy to just be like, okay, well, yeah, second weekend. Oh yeah, we're already making our arrangements for San Jose and everything. But just because Arkansas has been doing it lately doesn't mean that it's a given. And you can't even look past Hawaii here, which is funny that we're all wearing their colors. It's for a different cause, but it's Eric Musselman used to say all the time, it's so hard to win a game in March in the tournament. And it is. It's incredibly hard to do. And I never want to be somebody that takes that for granted or gets to a point where I feel like it just should happen. And, let's just get this one out of the way and on to the next one. It's hard to do. And I think about Colgate, and I think about Vermont, and I think about New Mexico State. I think about Oral Roberts, all these mid-majors that Arkansas has seen the last few years. And it's been some dogfights. So I'm trying my best not to look beyond what's right in front of us, which is this, Hawaii team that's kind of weird and unorthodox. But it is hard when you see all the people that you listen to and that you watch and that you respect and the people who cover this sport on a national scene that are on the Darius Acuff bandwagon saying, hey, you know what? Yeah, Arizona looks great, but they don't have a Darius Acuff. You know what I mean? Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, BYU, it doesn't matter. And you see all that. It's kind of hard not to get carried away. And so it's been a challenge for me too, to just kind of stay right here with this game in front of us on Thursday and just take it one at a time. It's damn near impossible.
I'll tell you what I'm not about to do. You remember the year that Arkansas played Vermont and New Mexico State back to back, and they were both close games. Neither of them were like super impressive wins. And there were a lot of people in the Arkansas fan base who were like diminishing it and were kind of being like, I know they won 2 NCAA tournament games, but in fact, Curtis and I, we had a coworker at the time who like went out of his way to try and shit on the basketball team. And it's like, that's what I'm not going to do. And 2, it's like, no matter what it looks like, you survive in advance. Like that's what this whole thing is all about. And obviously we feel a little bit more confident in Razorbacks chances than we did maybe 3 months ago. But like, that was a very big narrative about this team going into the year is like, hey, this team actually shares some of those traits that you would look at some of those Cal teams that got popped in the first round by, St. Peter's or by Oakland or by whoever. This team kind of has some of those same characteristics. And so if Arkansas wins by 6 on Thursday night, I'm sure there are going to be a lot of people who are upset. I am going to go to the round of 32 with a smile on my face is what I'm going to do. I'm not about to sit here and nitpick. I'm not about to, because we did that last week with the SEC tournament. Arkansas beats Oklahoma. That wasn't that great. Arkansas beats Ole Miss. And then all of a sudden you win the SEC tournament. It's like, all right, are we good now? And so that's kind of what I'm looking for. But this weekend, you survive in advance, you get a smile out of Angelellis. Those are the rules.
Y'all are insane, but thank you. Razorback Stress says, listen to everything y'all put out. Thanks for all the information. Thank you, Razorback Stress, for your super chat. This is, again,
I think there was another one in there.
What's the, what is the button for this?
How about
There we go. That's big time.
Yeah, Hickory Hawk for that Waymo money. Do they have Waymos in Portland? I bet you anything they got Waymos in Portland. They're all about not using gasoline. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they do. And also, maybe he just means now we have Waymo money.
There it is. They're double entendre there.
Yeah. We have a running tally because, I mean, honestly, I
can't count that high.
Yeah, would you guys get into a Waymo again?
Yeah.
We do that together? Okay.
I mean, it did its job for the most part. We had one shootout that we got caught in the middle of, but other than that, it did its job.
Yeah, other than that, it's fine.
And we're more prepared this time. Where if we do get in a shootout, we know just go down the street. You're good. Just change the location.
Yeah. Also that and I love you, Logan. But the fact that Logan's not riding with us also helps too, because that's a big old boy that we had to stuff into that thing in. So, but it's nothing but love, Logan. You know I love you, man. So. Thank you, Dre. He says to round it up to a band. I think he means a grand because that's what it is. So awesome. Thank you. Seriously, cool. y'all are way too kind. Seriously.
Yes. And then listen,
say for grand.
We love you all equally, right? Like our man Ron says, take rain gear, live there. It's going to be wet. I did see that. I'm not bringing any, but I did see that.
Yeah.
Being in the media hotel, at least we know that we can shuttle straight to the place if we need to. We might be able to walk through the convention center and be right on the other side of it or something. So I saw that. At least it's not going to be super cold. I think it's like 50s and 60s.
I'm sure it'll be
warmer, but yeah, it won't be awful. And then Derek says, why are Wisconsin fans not afraid of us at all? I don't know. They should be if they're not. Probably though, because they're good too. They went and won at Michigan. I think they won at Illinois. So they've got some really good wins away from home. So they're probably confident in their team, just like we are ours, as they should be. That'd be a heck of a game, but they better not sleep on High Point. So
yeah. I mean, I know the most famous Wisconsin alum, Barstool Big Cat. He's been for the last few weeks. He's been like betting on Darius Acuff props and tweeting about Acuff, posting his highlights, and like just kind of talking about how much he loves Darius Acuff. When the bracket was revealed, he was devastated to have to see his alma mater matched up with Acuff. So I at least know one prominent Wisconsin voice who is very much like not thrilled, 10 out of 10 scared of Darius Acuff, not happy about the matchup.
Yeah. Well, and I was going to say that Arkansas and Wisconsin have only played each other once, ironically enough. And I do not remember this game at all. I'm going to be honest. It happened in 2012 in the Las Vegas Invitational. Arkansas lost 77-70. I don't remember anything about that game.
Zero recollection of that.
Yes, because the coach was Bo. What was his name? Bo
Ryan.
Bo Ryan. Yeah, Bo Ryan. I know was the coach. It always felt like Wisconsin was just almost like their football team, where they were just so good in the regular season. You knew that they were going to be like a 3 or 4 seed every year and make it maybe to the Sweet 16, and that was it. Like they were just that type of team. So. But between that, you've only played Hawaii twice, and for some reason you played them back-to-back nights in Hawaii back in the 70s. So
yeah, that was weird.
Yeah, so you're gonna have some unique. I will say this about the tournament. There's always things you can nitpick on. I'm at least happy in a weird way that you're playing teams not named Kansas, not Texas Tech, like not teams that you have played a bunch of times, at least potentially here. In fact, High Point might be the team you've played the most of the 3 opportunities that you may be having here. So. It could end up being something like that that's going on. But
I'm taken down. I can't support, no disrespect. I love the Alloy boys. This had to come down. We can't be rocking with any of that. None of that culture, none of the Hawaiian vibes, none of the island vibes. It's all dead.
Did you did someone call you out in the chat, or did you just see that and you're like, I need to take it?
Looking at my face on the screen and saw the big Chahoo in the background, and I was like, you know what? It's not appropriate for right now. It's not appropriate for what we got going on.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Besides, it's St. Patrick's Day. Everyone's wearing their green. Curse, I don't know what green. Like, what's your shirt that's green? Like, what is it? Like
it's a Nike shirt.
Oh, okay. All right. I didn't know if it was like an old school shirt or something, but
nah.
It looks like it's giving me Oregon Ducks. Which obviously is a big Nike school, so maybe that's intentional, but it looks cool.
I've got an Oregon Ducks hat, but I just didn't feel right wearing it.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't support Dana Altman here. Do you get? I don't know, Andrew. You probably don't remember. Curtis, you remember the Make 7 Up Yours shirt?
Yeah,
that's what I got on. So
Good.
it's like the Make 7 Up Yours is on the back. So, it's about the only weirdly green thing. But still, St. Patrick's Day, really cool stuff. In fact, we're going to get to your chats. I mean, we've gotten to a lot of them already, which again is awesome. And thank you so much. But speaking of, a little St. Patrick's Day action, I know anytime the social media side of things pull some things up, but like this, the Cal got a nice little letter today, or a little signed deal. He put out on Twitter. It was like, look what I got at Mass this morning at St. Joseph's. Thank you for the send-off, students. And of course, all the people signed there and let it happen. So it's like, all right, cool. For some reason, I thought they left yesterday for Portland, but I guess I was wrong.
Yeah, no, I think they were scheduled to leave this morning. In fact, it looks like they did the customary "we're getting on the airplane" pictures a little bit ago. So hopefully they're well on their way and they don't have any issues. But that's really cool there for Cal. I mean, he famously does this for young people. He loves to say there. So that's pretty cool, man. I like that.
Plus, doesn't he go to Mass at like 6 a.m.?
Yeah.
So this is 5:54 a.m. You're signing the thing. That's dedication.
Good stuff.
Yeah. Well, in fact, now that you mention it, Curtis, I guess you are right in the way that Razorback basketball, which I always appreciate the playing, like whether it's pictures or videos or anything like that, because it's like, okay, cool. So that gives us the update of like, all right, so they're on their way, they're doing their thing, and it's all going to be good to go and all that. But this is a little bit different of a thing. I'm going to pull this up real quick if it'll let me, because I wanted to get you guys' thoughts on this. This is actually a little video, but it's still pretty funny because I want to see how you guys feel once I pull it up and stop stalling on everything. But here we go. So this particular thing, okay, hold on a second. Oh, got to do this. Thank you. Okay. Anyways, so Billy Richmond is over here. He's got his Chick-fil-A. He's got his orange juice. Just going to ask you guys, as he's getting on the plane, what do you think is in his bag? What's he got in his bag? What's the order?
Chicken minis.
Okay. You think it's minis? Oh, yeah, because I guess it was breakfast time that they were
I'm just, if he's got the orange juice, I got to think it's
some type of breakfast thing. Yeah. Gotcha. By the way, we got confirmation from our guy Jakota, the big plane expert, says that they took off 50 minutes ago, and
there we go.
From Exton to Portland on an Allegiant plane. He's I trust him.
Okay,
they got him flying Allegiant. This is NCAA stuff.
So okay, maybe you can help me with that, Curtis. Explain that to me, because how is it not? Why are they not flying private?
Because the NCAA makes a lot of those arrangements. Now you can do your own. So I remember when we were in Buffalo a few years ago, and they had won that last game, and Muss invited us over to the team hotel, and they had breakfast and everything. And then they were just chilling because the NCAA couldn't get them on a flight until whatever time. And then it got delayed a couple hours, and Muss was really irritated, and they were trying to send him all the way out to San Francisco. And he was talking about paying out of his own pocket to get the team back to XNA. He's like, we just need to sleep in our bed for a couple nights before we go all the way back across the country. So I think you have the option to make your own arrangements, but they will make them for you. And so I'm sure they're contracted with certain companies or whatever. But if it's within 400 miles, they put you on a bus and send you. And then if it's beyond that, they'll fly you. But you're just kind of at the mercy of when they tell you you can go. And I think that's why they sent out that memo like last week or whatever. They're like, hey, be flexible with us because there aren't as many charters available. TSA is a nightmare. And so it might be after Selection Sunday, we're sending you somewhere Monday. It might be last minute where you're not getting to your place till late the night before you practice. It's kind of all over the place, but that's kind of what's going on.
Well, to be fair, this isn't like this isn't like they're just on a plane with a bunch of random folks, right? This is still like
right.
It's still their plane. But okay, that was kind of my understanding, is that like if Cal wanted to, he could, whip out the jet and just put his own bill. But it's like, yeah, if they're gonna provide a plane for you,
we all saw that operating budget for Arkansas that went out yesterday. So they'd be good for it if they wanted to.
Yeah. Well, that's what made me laugh, is because it's just like somebody, when they brought it up, they're like, what do you think? Cal's just, is he sitting there and coach next to some, random guy? I'm like, John Calipari's not just, it's like they're hopping on the same flight we're going to be on. I'm like, hey, Cal, like, hey, we got seats together. Like, it's not that type of thing. But That is something to where, man, it's chaotic. If it's as bad for us and trying to get somewhere, not saying they're a victim of anything, but like the NCAA trying to do all this for 68 teams possibly is, I can't even imagine. Can't even imagine doing all that. So,
which, by the way, I was talking to Coach Gus earlier this morning, and he said not to be surprised if there's more Hawaii folks and fans there than we expected, because they just played their conference tournament, I guess, out there on the West Coast, and they won. And so then I think a bunch of people just stayed there instead of going back to the island. And so they might just work their way up to Portland. There'd be more people there than you would expect.
Do you think the team stay there, or do they fly back?
I don't know.
Because that's a big deal, if I'm being honest with you. Because I remember one time calling I remember when I was in college, me and my buddies were betting on Hawaii football, and they played Army at Army. And we were like trying to figure out, we were like, before we bet on this game, I want to know. So we called the university and found out when they left, just to get because it matters. I mean, if you're trying now, Hawaii to Portland, not the craziest flight of all time, though.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't think so. I know we love the guy, but John Fanta, did you see him on, I think it was Barstool Sports, him ranting about Arkansas, and be like, there's no excuse, there's no excuses. They just need to quit crying about it, Cal's crying about it because every team's doing this. Well, big deal that you have to travel far. Yeah, he's like Hawaii is just as fine, just as far as anybody. I'm like, Hawaii is a 13 seed, and it's on their side. So yeah. Anyways, I just thought, I was like, man, he's one of the few people that have come out and be like, then you stop complaining and all that. But I'm like, no, there's still some.
If it would have happened to one of his precious Big East schools, then Fanta would have had a conniption. So, and he also picked Arkansas in his Final Four. So,
well, there you go.
I don't think it really hasn't extended past Selection Sunday. Like Cal did an immediate interview in the moment and was like, yeah, man, they could have given us a little bit of a better thing. It's not like he's continued to be like mad every day. Like he even 30 minutes after put out a statement, was like, hey, we're excited to go to Portland, whatever. Like I think sometimes the outrage is overmatching the actual moment. You know what I mean? Like I don't think Arkansas, like we talked about it because we talk about this team every day, but it's like even us, we kind of put it to bed after Selection Sunday. We were like, all right, cool. Like we weren't thrilled about it. We reacted in the moment. Now we've moved on. I think everyone else has done the same except for a bunch of nerds.
People have to understand the politic, and when he does that too, what he's advocating for, it's not. Well, it's just unbelievable that we're Sunday and they send us across the country for Thursday. His whole point, because what he usually does is if he gets on his soapbox about something, he has a solution, and it's play the SEC title game on Saturday. Mm-hmm. And he even said our radio spot that he did yesterday with somebody. He was like, "Hey, I understand like playing up until the selection show, like that, having the eyes on that for the SEC and everything, but." If this is the reward that you get for playing in your championship game, just play it Saturday like everybody else. Mm-hmm. And then we don't have to worry about it. You want to send us across the country for Thursday? No big deal. We got just as much, rest and time to figure it out as anybody else. So, and I think I actually agree with that.
No, I do too. I think that it's what you do is you just kind of like we talked about. If anyone's like, well, how's that work? Hey, just get rid of the bottom 4 teams. Say, sorry, you sucked. So you can't play in the tournament title. And then there you go. You eliminate a game or a day of games. You back it up. And there you go. You go from there.
Dude, some of these small schools literally rig their own tournament to make sure that their best teams get the best possible thing. You'll see some of these conference tournaments where like the number 1 seed has like 6 buys, and then they play 2 games.
Gonzaga.
It's I'm like every league pretty much for the most part does it to where they give their team that's going to come out of it the best possible situation. And if you want to cry about Hawaii not getting enough, whatever, it's like all these other like conference tournaments, they beat 2 teams and they make the NCAA tournament.
Yep. Simple as that. We'll get to your chats. We got a lot of things to talk about today. Really appreciate everybody tapping in with us, but we got to tell you about our friends over at OZK Insurance because they are set apart from everybody else. They're an independent insurance agency, which that's what makes them. Imagine, we're talking about flying. Imagine flying commercial or flying private. Which one would you rather do? Well, you want to fly private because it's a lot more customizable. You can go where you want to go. That is what OZK Insurance is for you. They are the private jets of insurance companies because they're not just tied to anybody. They shop a multitude of A-rated carriers to find the best coverage and price for you. And now that they've paired with something you don't see usually is that new app, a full-service mobile app that you can download on your phone. With OZK Insurance app, you can see all your policies under one roof. Doesn't matter if it's home, auto, whatever you have. Plus, you can also pay the bills, request roadside assistance, file claims, request policy changes, or even get new quotes all from your phone. So you get the best part of an independent agent, which of course is choice and real people with flexibility, as well as the convenience of modern tech. So if you're tired of being stuck with one carrier or chasing down paperwork, just go to ozkinsurance.com, or you can search for OZK Insurance in the App Store or Google Play. Local agency, national level options, one powerful app. That's OZK Insurance. So a few things too. Oh, go ahead, Curse. You have some?
Well, I had just a couple notable Razorback basketball updates, if I can share it real quick.
Yeah, absolutely.
AP All-American team came out. Darius Acuff, first team. So he got it. Let's go.
Yeah. In fact, that's on me because I actually saved the picture for it, and I was going to bring up a
good.
graphic.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Oh, perfect. There it is. Yeah. Cam Boozer, AJ DeBanza, Darius Acuff, Yaxel Lindenborg, and JT Toppin, which I know Toppin got injured there late in the season, but that's well earned, man. He was a baller. Yes. 61 voters, and Acuff was a first team selection on 47 of the ballots.
That's awesome.
Also, is he the only guard on this list? Or does DeBanza kind of count as a shooting guard? You
could do that, but the only traditional guard for sure.
Yeah.
And Acuff. So that's big time, man.
When was the last time Arkansas had an AP first team All-American?
I think it was Sidney Moncrief.
It was really? Okay.
I might be wrong, but
I'd say it. I mean, I'm sure Kay would put out a statement about it, or will.
Yeah.
I'm
sure it's accurate, whatever it says.
Yeah, but I'm just saying I don't remember the last time they had a first team All-American. So another cool accomplishment.
Not since I've been alive. I know that.
Yeah.
Awesome. And then also Jordan Smith Jr., the Naismith High School Player of the Year.
Boom.
Like the most prestigious honor for a high school basketball player. Jordan Smith Jr. won it.
I love
That's
that.
All, man. Dude, Arkansas is taking a lot of wins here in March.
I mean, the future is bright, boys.
Yeah. Let's just hope that the wins continue.
Yes.
That is awesome. And well, speaking of wins, I wanted to play this. I'm sure you guys saw it. Our friends over there at Oklahoma City, I'm sure that they were really bummed about Arkansas not being able to play over there. But, the Thunder is a team that a lot of Razorback fans are interested in, not just because of proximity, but also they have a few Razorbacks on the Oklahoma City Thunder team. Well, they do these fun videos, when they're going out to an airport and they have some random question asked and they say, it's one of those social media deals. Either way, they were just asking the team of the Oklahoma City Thunder, who's going to win the NCAA tournament? Well, let's just say that some of the answers weren't surprising and some of them may have triggered some. Take a watch.
Win the NCAA tournament.
TCU, Frogs.
Arkansas, of course. Woo big. I don't know. Are you either Arkansas or Kentucky? One of the other.
Come on now. Duke Blue Devils, #1 seed. Yeah, we're definitely winning the national championship.
TCU, second round. You got any words for Kenrich?
TCU, I really don't have words for them. I think great team. Nothing against TCU, just not going to win, That's the question. Who's winning March Madness?
Oh, Arkansas.
All the way. And
Who won the SEC tournament?
cool. That's really good for you guys.
I think Arizona. Same Bama.
Texas A&M.
Are you excited they're getting to play in Paycom?
Yeah, I'm a little disappointed I can't go though. It's a 10-year anniversary of my game at Paycom, so 10-year anniversary for the Aggies going back there means they're going to win 2 games again. Advance to Sweet 16. Easy.
You know what? One of my good friends plays for Kansas, so I'm going to go for Kansas.
Yeah, I've been doing my research. I got a good, little bracket challenge with my buddies, and I haven't filled it out yet, but I'm thinking it'll probably be Michigan or Arizona.
Nebraska Cornhuskers. Or the Iowa Hawkeyes. UPenn can do it too. I got three teams in the same region. I don't know who to cheer for. As long as Penn beats Illinois, Nebraska wins, Iowa wins. Got a buddy on the blue who's a Clemson fan, so Iowa better roll.
To be honest, I have no idea who's even in it. So whatever Jason Wallace says, whatever he says.
Arkansas. Coach Cal?
Yeah.
So that's an official vote, by the way. Isaiah Harnstein for Arkansas, because he said whatever Cason Wallace says. That's beautiful right there.
Dude, that's why we love Cason Wallace and as well as SGA as being pro Hogs, because not only did he give that vote, but also if you go back to SGA over here, he gave kind of 2 answers though.
Arkansas led with Arkansas.
He led with Arkansas. Yeah. Because he knows. He knows. So when I saw that video, I'm like, I don't know if Oklahoma City Thunder social media team knows what they just stirred up in a hornet's nest of things. That was beautiful. Because you know what I love is that you got those 2 guys that say Arkansas, but then the guys that are like went to Arkansas, and even though their coach that they played for is not there anymore, with Isaiah Joe and Jalen Williams, it wasn't even a hesitation. Arkansas, Woo Pig Suey, all of that. Guys that went to Kentucky have no connection with Arkansas. I was like, Arkansas. I was like, yes, please, it's good. Just go over there and cause problems.
Dude.
I love that, man.
I cannot even imagine how much I'd be seething if Bobby Portis said Kentucky.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like, it's if Dan Gafford was like, BBN, I'd just be like, dude, you're dead to me for at least 24 hours.
By the way, shout out to the handful of guys who just don't have a team. Like Lou Dort, he went to Arizona State. He what's he supposed to say? You know, so he was just like, I don't really care. And then some of these guys that just gave an actual answer where they're like, Arizona's got a good team. I watched them; they're pretty good. Like they're gonna win.
And one dude is like, Penn.
Yeah. And shout out to Shea, which by the way, obviously I would have preferred, if Shea had come out and just been like Hogs, Woo Pig Sooie, hell yeah. I actually respect, because Shea's a gentleman. He's not just going to outright disrespect the school that he went to. Casey Wallace was like, I will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing is what I love is that Casey Wallace knew, you could tell by his reaction. He's like, I'm going to say this. And I know I'm going to hear about it. I know people are going to get mad about it. He's like, but it wasn't like he was running from it, but he's like, Arkansas. Oh, Coach Cal? Yeah. Like they just started running off. So that was really good. So shout out to them. Wish we were playing in Oklahoma City, but it's all good there. But
although they wouldn't, apparently, I guess that makes sense that when the tournament is in Oklahoma City, the Thunder are somewhere else. Because that would have been cool to have them all there. I really do appreciate though that football. We've seen this happen in the NFL where Hogs that are in the NFL have these going bets with their teammates for stuff. The reason I appreciate that is because that tells you that our guys that go to the next level, all they do is talk about Arkansas. Everyone on their team knows. And I'm sure that factored into some of these guys like Shea. I'm sure he just was like, hey, my teammates are talking about Woo Pig Sooie all the time. So and my coach is there. I think that it's cool that all of their teammates know of oh yeah, Isaiah, he's a huge hog guy. That's cool to me.
Yeah, no, I love that. I love things like that too. And I guess, to the point of the NBA teams being gone, wasn't it when we were in the San Francisco the first time? Wasn't that when Steph Curry was in the crowd watching the game because he was hurt or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that was a very big deal and everything too. So, but probably won't get that because to be honest, I don't even know who plays for the Portland Trailblazers. I don't know if I can name one player on the Portland Trailblazer team. So I don't think it would matter if one of them was there or not because I wouldn't know who it was. So,
Curtis, you trying to see Denny Avdiva?
You said what now?
You trying to go see Denny Avdiva?
Yeah, I'm in. Let's do
he's
it.
Portland's leading scorer this year. Out of nowhere is averaging 25 points a game.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Did Dame get sent back? I know he's hurt and recovering, but is he back on that roster? Or am I tripping?
Genuinely have no idea. I have no idea what's going on with Dame Lillard.
I think he's back there doing his rehab and stuff. I don't know.
Gotcha.
Yeah, he might be. He might be. All right. So, yeah, we'll get to again some of your chats, folks. Really appreciate everybody tuning in. But want to remind everybody that Blue Ember Smokehouse is going to have you covered for all of your catering needs, as well as a particular thing that they got going on with Easter. That's right. Easter is going to be coming up. We know how they were big during the Thanksgiving holidays for getting some catered foods, whether it's that Thanksgiving or even Christmas. Well, Easter's a big one too. Ham, which Easter ham goes hand in hand. And it feeds 18 to 20 people. They're going to have those available for you to order and to pick up. Feeds 18 to 20 people for $65. Don't forget, they got the sides, great sides with mac and cheese or green beans, potato salad, baked beans. You can get a half pan of them that feed 20 to 25 people for $40, or a full pan that feeds 40 to 50 people, just depending on how many people you got going on there at your Easter Sunday dinner. For $60. You can pick up on Saturday, April 4th from 10:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. unless otherwise requested. And they're doing this at all of their locations, folks, all of their locations. So all 6 of them in the state of Arkansas. It doesn't matter if it's Fort Smith, Jonesboro, Texarkana, Little Rock, Hot Springs, or Rogers. Call the phone number right there on your screen. Get all squared away and all settled in for having your Easter be the best Easter ever with Blue Ember Smokehouse helping you out and having you covered. That's, again, Blue Ember Smokehouse. So, okay, so getting to some of your chats, folks. Again, really appreciate all of you who have come to hang out with us and all the super chats too. I want to make sure I didn't miss any of the super chats, which I think we have.
There's
a few. Yeah.
I think we're at Ryan's.
That's right. Ryan. Yes. Okay. Just want to make sure. So yeah, appreciate it, Ryan. He says no hundos, but appreciate you guys.
Yeah, not necessary, but thank you.
Hey, we appreciate you either way, man.
Hey, we're supposed to be sending you a check since you named yourself to our staff. Well, I guess you're an intern, so you don't really get paid, but
Let's say you get paid and a swift kick in the pants is what you
might
get.
get you a T-shirt or something.
Yeah, well, let's not get crazy. Like it just depends. It's like if you start posting some Razorback updates or something like that, or scheduling the streams like intern Cameron does, all right, then maybe. But you're gonna have to put you to work.
Yeah, there's responsibility that comes with this. So.
That's right. That's right. Appreciate it though, Ryan. Appreciate Omri saying it's not much, but good luck, boys. Bring us a natty. Best show in the Razorback Nation. What time to be a hog? Let's not take it for granted. So glad Curtis and Ellis came to Inside Arkansas. Well, I tell you, it doesn't matter if it's not much or anything. Like we're not sitting here saying, hey, we need all this money. Doesn't matter if it's 99 cents. Doesn't matter if it's $100. Doesn't matter if it's nothing. We appreciate the support no matter what.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Hope the little one's doing well also.
Also, we didn't come to Inside Arkansas. We are Inside Arkansas.
Yeah.
We got in there with John and birthed it together,
That's
it's a trinity.
One way to put it.
we all put our legs up on the stirrups and we pushed it out,
You know what I learned about birth?
Oh, can't wait to hear this.
It's not like you see the movies and everything, and that's what it is, like the stirrups and stuff. I guess that's like the hardest way to do it. You can do it on your side. You can do it in water. You can do it on a bouncy ball. They can hang you from a thing like a trapeze artist. There's a lot of different ways to birth a child that they actually recommend now, besides the old-fashioned way that you see in the movies. Anyway,
when that happens sometime, maybe when I'm around, I'll know. But yeah, Inside Arkansas, there was no C-sections had. We're
natural for sure. Yeah. We talk about out of context lines from our show a lot. Curtis saying, "You know what I learned about birth is up there for me."
Yes, that is a big one. That is a big one that we may just have to clip and use it on the sound bar. Man, that's awesome. JT from Laurel, Mississippi says, "Let's go." Appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. I used to have one for the the oranges. It's the orange. I don't know. Need to start getting a rotator here. I don't want to overuse one.
Is that Gage Wood in his profile picture?
It is Gage Wood.
Okay. I couldn't tell for sure which diamond hog, but we respect that.
Yeah. That is indeed Gage Wood. And
speaking of Gage Wood, by the way, today's starting pitcher for the Arkansas Razorbacks, Batesville's own Mark Brissy, the heir who's going to be wearing the same number as Gage, good buddies with Gage. Which, by the way, I saw Gage's dad double fisting Mick Ultras at the game the other day, and I was so if your son throws a perfect game, do you get free? And he had a thing on that was special guest, and I was like, do you just get free admission and free beer no matter what? He's like, today I do.
Cool. It's big time.
Well, that's speaking of, that's what I love about Gage Wood's dad. He's an awesome dude and just a true Razorback fan. And it's so funny thinking that his son signed a contract for, making big money, all this stuff, and that dude doesn't matter. He's still going to Razorback games, sitting out in the hog pen, still wearing. It didn't change this man. Money did not change this man. He's still out there with the people and still loving the Razorbacks.
Wearing that same hat, that helmet.
Yep.
Yeah.
The hard hat and the chain and all of that. So yeah, love that.
Hey, do we know our seat assignments for the flight yet?
Why are you asking questions, Curtis?
Well, because I'm just trying to see, if I'm going to be able to bunk up beside Andrew and watch the game on the flight.
I will be dropping that $9.99 for the internet or whatever, because our flight's 5:45, and so baseball starts at 6. Yeah, I will.
I do it every time, and some work better than others, but
I remember last year when we were flying back from San Fran, I watched game 2 of the Vanderbilt series, which was a lot of fun. And it ended as we were landing. So I was, I'm 1-0 watching Arkansas baseball games on flights.
Well, on the way there, we watched Coach Carter. We synced it up and watched Coach Carter. You remember that?
I do remember Coach Carter. Yeah.
Pretty good. And and what I watch is 40-28 because that's the only, or 20-48. Sorry, 20-48. Yeah, because that's all I watch, and that's all I am going to watch. And that's all I'm going to do. So it's gonna happen there. But to answer your question though, Curtis, I don't think we've gotten to that part yet. But the flight's still there. It still exists.
That is a step in the right direction.
That's good. It's on an Airbus, so which is kind of cool. Just not you guys care, but I like the bigger the planes. So we're on one of those planes that is an Airbus, which is a good sized plane, but also has the screens. Because not every plane flies that X. It has the screens behind it. These have the screens. So
yeah.
Yeah, that's a game changer. Speaking of Gage, we have super chat from a different Gage, not Gage Wood, but Gage Morrow says, not a baller like the rest of the chat, but woo damn pig, safe travels, gentlemen. Listen, y'all don't
Appreciate
say that.
y'all the same. Yeah.
Don't sell yourself short. Like it all counts towards, like, we love the support. And again, appreciate the super chats. Not necessary. I've always said it's like when you go to church in the mornings on Sundays, we're not soliciting funds from you, but if you desire to give, you may do so. It's nothing like that. But don't act like, I only got $5, because I'm going to get biblical on you guys. You guys remember, Jesus was there and he saw the woman that gave just 2 cents. He says, this woman's given all. She's given more. Why? Because it was all she had. That's the point. It's not about the amount. It's about the love and support that you guys give us. And that's what's important. So thank you.
You're giving your hard-earned money, even if it's 10 cents. It's like, that's, 10 cents more than we would have gotten from anybody. And also it's like that the premise of it is definitely what we appreciate more than anything.
I would just settle for you giving us a subscribe, click, and your ear.
Yes.
But this is cool.
It's not even like a church thing where it's like tithing, where it's like you're like, you don't have to tithe, but you kind of like should tithe. It's really not even like that.
Yeah. I see. I'm more about the viewership. So that way, I don't say good things, but, try to keep the moneymaker. Got to keep the face on there. Got to look good for it. So appreciate Billy Richmond Enjoyer.
Yes.
That says, hype for the locker room interviews. I love when Curtis and the boys get to interact directly with the team. Enjoy some Billy Richmond for me.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
I will say the worst thing, though, and hopefully it doesn't happen, is after a loss. That sucks. That sucks so bad.
Well, that's when we send you and we just go start the post-game show. So
yes, because I'm the one that they want to hear from after a loss. Is like, all right, well, yeah, because and it's like, it's unfortunate because it's part of it, but you just feel so bad. You're like, so you blew a 16-point lead. How you feeling? It's like, it's so
what was
weird.
that all about?
Yeah. Like, it's just like, what do you do?
Why did you do that?
Yeah, but it's here's the deal: is the offsetting is after a win. Oh man, it's electric. Some of our like cool images. What was it with like Joseph Pinion and Barry Dunning, like having the big I forgot what sign they were on. I think it was just like the
Sweet 16 thing. Yeah.
That's
cool.
awesome. And then Devo slapping the on the bracket, slapping the chalkboard or whiteboard or whatever it was. Like, that's the cool stuff. So the wins are awesome in the locker room. Losses not so much, but either way, we'll have it for you.
The day before the game ones are pretty good. They're usually pretty loose and the vibes are all right. But yeah, there's nothing like the celebration after a win down there. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah. So
somebody asked who's getting the Billy interview. I was thinking out loud on the pod when I was recording last night, and I was like, okay, so if there's 3 of us and there's 7 guys who play plus we got to talk to Amira Brown, like how could we divvy this up the right way? I was like, well, I've got to talk to Trev. I got to talk to my man TB. I want to see Leak again and everything. And I was like, maybe I'll just snipe A-Cup. And I was like, no, I've got to make sure that John and Andrew are well represented there. I can't just take all the studs, So
thanks, Curtis. Thanks, Curtis. Oh, just trying to think of who could take. I want Darius A-Cup, but somebody.
Give me the All-American, the 4-year guy, and the guy that's about to be a first-round pick. You guys take the rest.
Yeah, but then you select the guy that who's the All-American. He's awesome, but he's not going to say anything good. He's just going to be there. So, but no,
I'll let John have Pringle. I'll take Ewan. We'll start there.
Okay.
I think Ewan will respect me. I think he would be more willing to talk to me than he would be y'all, because stoners respect stoners. You know what I mean? Like, there's just a little, like, I think he'll be able to sniff that out right away. He'll be like, this is one of my guys. Right.
After no, maybe it was before. No, actually it was during the stream with Malik Thomas and Amir. They were like, no, Malik Ewan is the guy that people think is super, super quiet, but he's actually really talkative and funny and everything,
We were like, what does he talk about? They're like, he just talks. He's
got a lot to say.
Yeah. Well, as long as we don't have we're not going to do the whole dancing in the locker room stuff. Like, we're not going to do that.
Yeah.
Like, we're professionals. We're Big J journalists when we're there. So we're not going to do that stuff.
Yeah.
Appreciate again, Washburn Idol. Okay. God bless the Hawaii point guard that has to play no help defense against A-Cup for 40 minutes. Also, more honey bun and Yoo-hoo funds. Thank you for that. Yeah.
I don't know if they sell honey buns in the airport, though. Like when we're on the road, like driving, that's when you get the honey buns and the Yoo-hoos. Those airport little, convenience stores. The selection's not as good. And the prices are triple.
Yeah, I don't know what to expect, but I'm sure they'll have something of substance for food. At least, hopefully, they do. But it's going to be a late night into the early morning, no doubt. Shout out to our guy Logan for being a member for 10 months. How about that? Appreciate you, Logan. Thanks so much. Larry Brown. I don't think it's the Larry Brown, but it is Larry Brown. He says WPS been a member for 8 months. Thank you.
It might be
Larry Brown right there, man. That means something right there.
Yeah, really appreciate it. Priestley Pig in Florida. Appreciate Super Chat. He goes, hey guys, my youngest turned 18 today. Please give a shout out to Noah Jackson of Ormond Beach, Florida. We are very proud of him. Love the show. Glad to be an insider. P.S. God loves you all. Well, thank you, Priestley Pig, and shout out to Noah for his 18th birthday. Noah Jackson in Ormond Beach, Florida. That is awesome, especially when you're 18 and you get to hang out at a beach. I mean, come on, that's pretty cool.
Hard to beat. Yeah, that's good stuff. Happy birthday! It's awesome.
Is 18 the best birthday? I feel like because every birthday is a cool day. 21's the cool one.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think 21's where it's finally like you're no longer being restricted of doing things as an adult. All the binds are off. You can finally be like, somebody says, "Cake, I see your ID." And you're not sweating bullets. Like, I hope he doesn't know it's a fake. It's like, whew, there it is.
Drink a beer with your dad and pretend it's the first one you've ever had. That's what I did.
That's all good right there.
Yeah.
18 and 21 are really the only cool ones for the most part. I mean, other than like when you're a kid and you turn 13 and you're officially a teenager, you're like, oh, I'm a teen. That's cool. But like 16, you get your license. That's a cool one.
Yeah.
Fun little quick story. So like when I was a kid, we, nobody drank in my family, but it was also like me and my brother were kind of wondering, like, what is it like, man? I was like, well, I'm going to show you what it is. And he went and bought a case of like Bud Heavy. Like, and it was also, but it wasn't refrigerated. It was just a case of, and he's like, here you go. And I'm like, looking back, I'm like, Dad, you chose like the worst situation of like, on like a cold beer. It was like, it was literally room temperature Bud Heavy and just cracking open the can. I was like, yeah, no wonder it was terrible.
I'm not gonna name names, John, but I can never look at a Bud Heavy again after our last experience in Buffalo. You know what I'm talking about? Somebody who we were with was just, he would pound a Bud Heavy and then he'd go outside and rip a dart and then he'd come back in and do it all over again. It was like a 4-hour cycle. It was incredible.
If it's the guy I think it is, he completely ruined one of my favorite radio interviews I've ever gotten to do. Just completely dropped the ball.
Probably
was.
Killed my vibes, man.
Probably was. But yeah, that's the same thing too. In fact, if you ever run into somebody that's like between the ages of like 25 and 35 and they insist on drinking nothing but Bud Heavies when you're at a sports bar, then it's immediately you got to ask some questions. Like you got to wonder what's going on. Like it's just like what happened there. But so yeah, that was great. Shout out to
Butcher. Were you guys with John Daly? No. I understand why you said that.
We wouldn't have kept his name under wraps if that was it.
Yeah, but say you're kidding me. We'd have pictures with him and like posting them. Like, yeah, if it was John Daly, yeah, that'd be great.
Plus, he'd be drinking that Good Boy vodka.
That's true. Yeah. And Diet Cokes and ripping Marlboro Reds out there. Let's see. Butcher Boy, appreciate it, says gifted 5 Inside Arkansas memberships. So there you go.
Awesome.
Bama Hog being one of them, I assume. So as well as James Rucker being one. So really appreciate y'all being members, insiders of Arkansas, if you will. Appreciate the support. Shout out to our girl Lindsay. And she gives super chat, says, cheer loud for us fans who can't be there and have so much fun, guys. Looking forward to your coverage of the tournament. Go Hogs. Well, we can't really cheer, but we will in our minds root for the Hogs, and hopefully it's a long stay in the NCAA tournament.
No doubt. And thank you. We appreciate that. I'm excited to get down there. I'm getting antsy now.
I could be wrong, and Lindsay can correct the record. I feel like it was like right around this time last year when we were in Providence when Lindsay started rocking with us, started, popping in the chat, mixing it up, getting in arguments with folks. Like that's, so I feel like it's, there's probably a lot of people who became Inside Arkansas folks around the time of like one of our big road trips.
Yeah, that sounds familiar. Sorry, I was laughing because I thought I got it mixed up with that other person that'll still make me laugh that wanted a picture with you, Andrew, in Omaha, because they said that their husband was a huge fan of yours. And I was just like, I knowing Andrew, I'm like, that's a good picture right there. That's a good picture. Let's see. Also, any Arkansas 870 says Hogs by 90. Appreciate it. So appreciate the super chat.
Thank you. That's awesome.
Is that a melting gold plated Razorback as your logo?
It's good.
That's hard.
That works. Appreciate Razorback Stress once again. Says a little change of subject, but heard an interview with Hunter Yurchek supporting the basketball team. I still don't like him and wish we'd move on from him being AD.
Dang.
All right.
He's got a pretty good PR run here. I think he's at least has Hunter at least gotten to the level of we just don't need to talk about him at all for a little bit? Or
it's exactly what level he's at. We're like, I don't like Hunter Yurchek. I will not, be quiet about that. But like, there's no need to talk about him in this context, so I just don't talk about him.
Yeah, I'm about to say right now, I don't see it's as fully necessary, but I will say when I do see him like involved in videos and stuff, I do kind of get a little like upset. But it's not.
I would agree.
It's not like, I'm not sitting there back. All right, let's have a conversation about why we hate Hunter Yurchek. It's like it's time and place. It's not the time and the place. But also that was like part of it, and as stupid as it is, it's like part of it is like if Arkansas wins the national championship, I guess you like Hunter Yurchek up there hoisting the trophy. I'm like, yeah, like you were involved. It's like, yeah, dude, just like seriously, we should have a petition to be like, if Arkansas wins the national championship, it has to be John Tyson that gives the trophy over to Cal. Like that has to be the case.
I think so too.
We know the real ones.
I will say from a firsthand observation in all these tournament runs, Hunter Yurchek gets after it because he's usually like very close to where we would sit with media, and he's like yelling at the officials, and when it's celebration time, he gets into it. I will give him credit for that. We know he's a basketball guy, but
yeah.
Okay, that's it. That's all the props I'm going to give. But
okay, but real quick, I to your point, I know I didn't want to spend too much time on this, but I do have an honest question. Do you guys notice he doesn't do that at home games?
I know. Yeah,
he doesn't. You're right.
Right.
Why is that? Is it because it's like it's a bad look in front of? I don't know, but yeah, when he's on the road, we've seen him bowl games and stuff. That dude does get after it. I think it's
thought
so
about
strange.
this actually. I think at home games, and if you watch Hunter Yurchek at a Razorback basketball home game, he has to talk to 75 people. Like he just has to walk around. It's more of like a socializing, not social event, but like I think he has to do too much at home games. I think on the road he's just kind of there and doesn't have to talk to as many people, doesn't have as much responsibility. And so he's able to just kind of sit back and bring the energy. At home games, his job is not to bring energy in any way. You know what I mean? He just kind of goes and does his thing, which, I'm not, I just think it's an observation because I've been paying attention to the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And again, it's fine. I'm not like hating on it. I just thought that was interesting because I honestly was like, dude, the time that you feel like if you want to get people on your side in the fan base, that would be a great opportunity. If the ref has a bad call, you're out there screaming because I see you sit courtside, which I don't like. But it's like if you're going to be out there, man, start getting after them. But yeah, that's just me.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Also, man, again, a lot of these super chats. Really appreciate it, folks. Really do. Tamra, who's also been a member for 8 months, says, "Just win, Hogs. Survive in advance."
Survive in advance. That's right. It's the name of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Don't really care how pretty it is. I just assume they go beat Hawaii by 35, but we know how this works.
Oh yeah. Listen, that game was at New Mexico State a few years ago. Disgusting basketball game, but you know what? No one cares because you won, and then that's all that matters. Yeah.
I watched that one at Bomb.
It was a hard watch though.
Oh man, it's very, very, and it was hard watch because no one was there because it was in Buffalo where UConn got bounced. So the only teams up there was New Mexico State and Arkansas, which it's not exactly easy, but it was just a very weird game. But it was a win, and that's all that matters in the end. Mrs. Dansman, who I know we'll see up in Portland. She's one of our residential northwest of the country Razorback fans. She just have a wonderful trip. That's Portland in the background of my profile pic. Woo pig. So
hey, did you guys for the media hotel? You know how like every hotel has a photo gallery or whatever. I was just checking it out yesterday, and it's like, okay, whatever. Here's a hotel room with 2 beds, but then it was showing like some of the scenery and I guess the stuff around the city and just the area. It seems gorgeous out there.
Yeah. The Pacific Northwest, I feel like, is obviously there's better places than some, but like I feel like scenic is kind of the vibe there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, I've heard things too. I haven't had a chance to check out the pictures, but I have heard nothing but good things as far as it being beautiful and it being like a really cool place to, for sightseeing and whatnot, even if it's the botanical gardens or Japanese gardens or whatever it's being called. That I mean, at this point we have to go and check that out. But yeah, I've heard nothing but positive things about it too. Which also, by the way, real quick, guys, speaking of Portland, Kevin Hickey of Hickey and Whole Law, shout out to him. tweet at me, says, be sure to hit up Ringside Steakhouse in Portland. It says his brother and sister-in-law are part owners, and it's one of the best places in town. So we may have to add that to the list.
Literally the most important thing of the trip is what the heck we're going to eat. And we've got a list that's like 30 deep by now, and I've got nothing. So that's good to hear.
I've heard a lot. I've heard of a few different breweries. I think some people in the chat have mentioned some breweries.
I've eaten at the one place I ate at when I was there for a night was a brewery.
Yeah. And so obviously breweries they'll do the job, but
works for me.
And ultimately what I always feel bad about is we always go to places and people will be like, oh, you got to go here. And then you got to drive 20 minutes and go here. And it's like, dude, we're not driving that much. Like if it's within a block of where we're at, we'll go to it. If not, we're working, we're doing our thing, but we will definitely make time for that Japanese garden, which on a serious note looks awesome. And I'm looking forward to going to.
Yeah, it was just, but here's the thing is that here's the deal. If we're going to go, we have to do like a TikTok video of each, like all dancing like a mirror and in the thing and just like in the botanical gardens, Okay.
Maybe we can invite Amir.
Yeah, that's true. You can make it happen.
What's Amir got going on? Come on.
Yeah. Day between games. Chill out.
Easily. Which, by the way, I just looked up what food, because that's things when we went to Providence, we like to look up like what food is Providence known for and stuff. I kind of regret it.
Italian joint we went to.
Yeah.
Ooh, that was good.
It's really good.
Yeah.
It's really good. I kind of regret looking up what Portland's known for, because I'm going to try to read this to you guys.
Okay.
Portland is renowned for its innovative, sustainable food scene, anchored by a massive food cart culture, high quality Pacific Northwest ingredients, including places like Voodoo Donuts and Pine State Biscuits. Iconic dishes include the Cowman Guy artisanal pizza, Marion Berry treats, fresh Dungeness crab, and locally sourced hazelnuts.
I get some hazelnuts.
I don't even know what to make.
I've been to Voodoo Donuts there.
Okay.
You have to it's like a 3-block long line to get in there and get your order and stuff. And it's an experience right around that area, but the donuts are awesome.
Yeah. Well, it says as a food cart, this Nong's Cowman Guy is what's known for. And I don't know what a food cart is. I assume it's like a food truck, but just a cart.
I think so. Yeah.
So, all right. But yeah, again, we just got to get there first. That's the priority. And then we can settle in and get the food scene figured out. So, a few other super chats here. Solo gave us a super chat, but then he gave us another super chat, which you didn't have to do. We would have tried to go find your comments, but thank you. He says, you guys live my dream job. I'm in college, so $10 is all I can give. It's fine. He says, my dad's a former Razorback football player. Dogs are my only team. Maybe I'll get to work with one of y'all or with y'all one day. So
well, you should have saved that for happy minutes, but
yeah,
we're appreciative of that for sure. Thank you.
One, I want to know who the Razorback football player that your father was. And two, I always respect when college kids say that they're, giving us anything. Cause I remember when I was in college and couldn't even hardly get through the week, barely had enough for my taco 12 pack or whatever at Taco Bell. So I respect if you're in college and you're, donating, but you really don't have to do that, but we appreciate it. And, go get that dream job.
Yeah, seriously. Well, now, as I say, I was in college. I was just saving up money to go to Mexico Viejo and be like, all right, go to, get my nachos and cheese with chicken fajitas and call it good for like $4. So
when I was in college, I was calling into the John Neighbors radio shows and, just talking ball.
Yeah, you told me you called in, you said once, right?
I probably called in 3 or 4 times. I used to call into you and Nick Mason when I was in high school.
Oh my gosh, dude. That is a long
Cricket Wireless Hotline, bro. I was in the Cricket Wireless Hotline, bro.
I forgot all about the Cricket Wireless Hotline. Yeah, dude, man, those were interesting times back then.
Did y'all ever have a Cricket phone?
No. I honestly, I didn't know the Cricket existed back then, and that was like 12 years ago. So, man, that's fun. I wish there was a way I could go back. If there was ever a time like Andrew, you could feel like the day, and if there's like a record, I'd love to go back and find that audio clip of you calling in just to hear what the question was about. So
it was never about anything crazy. It would literally be. I remember one time specifically calling in and being like, we were playing like Mississippi State basketball, and it'd be like a 17-12 Arkansas team versus a 12-17 Mississippi State team, and I was like, hey, do you think our press is gonna break them down? It would literally just be like the most random. I would never call with anything cool. I would just be 3 p.m. bored, just wanted to chat with my hero John Neighbors.
Yeah. And then to never meet your heroes, kids, because you see what ends up happening. But no, that's funny because I remember we went through when you DM'd me way back in the day, and Yeah. So it's just
One time
crazy.
I DM'd John when I was in college. It just was like, hey, I'm going to Little Rock. What's the best pizza there? And John responded with like 7 options. I was like, man, that's cool. You know?
Yeah. But I didn't remember you when I met you in person, though. So
nor should you have. I mean, you know.
Yeah. Let's see. North Hog, I think it says appreciate super chat. Yeah, I guess you're gonna. It says here is some beer money. Don't come back with blue hair and piercings. LOL. Go Hogs.
Yeah, I don't think we're coming back with blue hair.
Nah.
Piercings, tattoos, you know, TBD. But yeah, we will keep our same hair, I think.
Yeah.
I've got information.
Okay.
For Portland, because we got the email with all the times and the schedule and everything. So
perfect.
Arkansas tomorrow, and this will be local time out in Portland. And it's open practice it's for the media and the public. So this is the day that you can actually get in there. It would be the Friday that it's closed off to everybody but media. But Hawaii will practice from 12:30 to 1:10 p.m., followed by Arkansas at 1:15 to 1:55 p.m.
And that's 1:15 Pacific time.
Pacific time. Yeah.
Right. So it'll be 3:15 here in Central Time. So okay.
We'll do Inside Arkansas Live and walk over.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Let's see. So the press conference for Arkansas will be before their practice. So while Hawaii is practicing, Arkansas will have their press conference and their I guess their locker room stuff.
Okay. Cool. Well, that works out nicely actually for our situation as far as timing and everything goes. We can pick up our credentials. I see at 9 a.m. tomorrow. And we're just going through all this stuff that people are like, what the heck are y'all talking about? What's up, Curtis?
I'm just trying to see about the... Oh, no, okay. I was about to get pissed. I wasn't seeing the stuff about the locker rooms. But it says all student athletes not participating in the press conference, on the dais, in the interview room, shall be made available in the team locker room during the same time the coach and the team members are participating in the press conference. So, yeah.
Gotcha. So he'll take like Acuff and Billy.
Yeah.
And we'll talk to everybody
something
else.
like that. Yeah. And so then we can probably have maybe a couple of us in the locker room and then one of us checking out Hawaii or whatever. So, okay, cool.
Mm-hmm. There you go. All right. So now we at least know that that's going to be going on. So also, guys, the most important meetings at 8 a.m. with the SID meeting. So just make sure that you're involved in that. Hazelwood has also been a member for 7 months. Just letting us know. So thank you, Hazelwood. Appreciate you, your support, as well as Heartbroken Hog, who's a member for 9 months. Congrats on the baby. Says, do y'all think this tourney will be like last year with very few upsets and no true Cinderella? Feels like the days of mid-majors making runs is over.
Oh, it's never over, dude. It's never over. Last year was because like Arkansas was like the Cinderella of the Sweet 16, basically. You know, I'm sure ultimately, like once you get down to it, like I don't think you're going to see a bunch of 11s in the Elite Eight. You know, anytime. I mean, you know how March Madness is. I know this is a cliche, but it's like anybody who thinks it's ever going to just be all chalk, that's not going to happen. And anybody who thinks it's going to be just complete and utter chaos where every underdog wins, no. There's going to be a team that, you know, goes further than we think. I could see there being like a 13 versus 12 second round matchup somewhere on the bracket. But I imagine once you get to the Elite Eight Final Four, that's when you start weeding those guys out. And so I expect that to happen.
Yeah, there's a larger gap than ever between the high majors and mid majors just because of NIL, and anytime there's a good player at the mid major level, they get poached, you know, off the roster or whatever. But yeah, last year was so just rare for that to happen. I would imagine like you'll probably get a couple, you know, a double digit seed or two in the Sweet 16, like a mid major. But I'm with you. I think once it gets down to nut cutting time for the teams that can actually win a title, those dudes are going to be out of there.
Yeah. Well, it's like I'm sure you guys, well, maybe you do remember, but I think it was the 2006 or 7. What was whatever the tournament was where you had, it was like George Mason made it.
2006.
So yeah, 2006. So you had, that year, there was not a single 1 seed in the Final Four. The year before that, all number 1 seeds made the Final Four. And I remember everyone being like, gosh, it's just finally the end of the days of these mid-majors. And then it happens. It's kind of the same thing when TCU got the crap beat out of them against Georgia in the national title game in college football. Be like, see, this is why we don't need to do this. This is terrible. And then look what happened. You had Indiana win it this year. So it's just like, you know, you can't take 1 year and be like, is this it? Is it finally over? It's like, no, you need more body of evidence for that. But hopefully there's some upsets, but just hopefully none of them happen in Portland. That's all we can ask for. So some other chats here too that we'll get to, but I want to remind everybody that BetSaracen is the #1 sports betting app in the state of Arkansas, as well as our official sponsor of our NCAA tournament coverage when it comes to all things there in Portland, San Jose, Indianapolis, and beyond. So we really appreciate BetSaracen being an official partner of us, not only here at Inside Arkansas, but also a Pod at the Palace in the coverage up there at the NCAA tournament. And if any of you are looking to get in on the betting action when it comes to the NCAA tournament, there's only one app you ever need to use. And you can download the app by simply scanning that QR code right there on your screen, or you can click the link below in our description. And when you click on that and you download it, be sure to use that code INSIDEAR250. INSIDEAR250, because when you do that, you can bet $25 and get $250 free. That's right, free money. You bet $25, you get $250 just by using that code INSIDEAR250. So again, download the app by scanning that QR code or clicking the link below and use code INSIDEAR for INSIDEAR250 to bet $25 and get $250 with BetSaracen. So, yeah, we filled out our bracket yesterday. I'm really feeling good about it. I was trying to think of because Curtis, isn't there a website that takes? I don't know if it takes everybody's bracket or like there's some. I feel like there's a website that kind of does something to where it does like the averages of like who picked what. I don't know if it's an ESPN thing or whatnot, but I'll be curious to see when it all settles in, like who's the overwhelming favorite to like win the championship and from the people who selected their brackets and everything. So.
Yeah, I was seeing a little bit of that yesterday, so I'm sure that by heck the first games are tonight, but I would imagine that's going to be out there. I'm anxious to see too what it looks like.
Yeah. So how do we feel about those games tonight, by the way?
Texas beat Will Wade.
Yeah.
And then I got to go with UMBC in the other one. Why not? They're built for this. We know this.
You think they're going to beat the fighting Kamala Harris's?
Oh, that's who they're playing. Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I'll go with the Retrievers. I like the Retrievers tonight.
Yeah.
I think I kind of like NC State. I know we're SEC guys, but I think I kind of like NC State.
I just can't believe they're playing again after they already played in this season. It's
the two
weird.
teams, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and I'll tell you who doesn't like NC State: Will Wade. I don't think he likes this team at all.
Yeah. By the way, thank you, Hazelwood. Appreciate you, man. Thank you. He says, I know John had to sacrifice a kidney and sign a day loan to get plane tickets. Treat yourselves to a good meal. I recommend Ox. Can't go wrong with all of the food trucks. Love you, boys. Woo pig. Thank you, Hazelwood.
That Hazelwood.
Yeah, we love you
right
too.
there.
I want to say Hazelwood. I don't know if he lived in Portland, but I think he spent a little bit of time there. There's a huge gym there, American Top Team, which is primarily in Florida, but there's an American Top Team in Portland that I think he was training at for a while. So he spent a decent amount of time there. I'll definitely be hitting him up for a lot of advice along the way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, appreciate it. We need to get Hazelwood over to Fight House and see get him into the ring. I want to see his moves if he still got it. I'm sure he does, but I want to see how that goes. And he could probably still kill a man.
He's got the same moves. There's just more weight behind the moves now.
I tell you what. If Arkansas wins a national championship in basketball, I'll spar with Hazelwood.
Oh, let's go. This is the best wager we've ever had.
As long as Hazelwood agrees to it, as long as we sign the legal documents to make sure that there will be no accountability or any of that.
Stay away from the face. You just can't punch him in the face.
Yeah, and as well as it has to be filmed and documented and put into content, so that way I at least get something out of it. So yes, if Hazelwood agrees to it and Arkansas wins a national championship, I will get into the octagon or whatever it's called and get into a sparring match. I don't even know what sparring means, but it sounds bad. So I'll go ahead and do that.
The good thing is now he'll respect the tap. So at any point, you just you're good. You have an automatic out. It's all good.
See, again, if it means the Razorback national championship this year in basketball, I need to make sure I'm clarifying all this. National championship in men's basketball in Indianapolis, all of that this year. Then we'll set it up. We'll go to Fight House. We'll sell tickets. I'm sure a lot of people would love to see my face get pummeled in. So everybody wins. Everybody wins. So. shout out to Mrs. Dansman. Appreciate the super chat again. She says, did you say their practice is open to the public? Is that at Moda Center Woo Pig?
Yep. That's right.
Of course, we do this. Right after I was like, oh, man, we're all credentialed. We all get in there. It's all great. Now they're like, yeah, anyone can go. It's like, what the hell, man?
But when that was last year, and then we kind of after the fact, we're like, why isn't Andrew here? Because anybody can come into this. I think it was something to that
The
extent,
first day
but
it always is. It's between games, so on Friday they lock it down from the public at least. So
yeah, because that's when you can't be seeing their super secret stuff going on behind the scenes. So man, really appreciate all the super chats and everything, folks. This has been awesome. Again, we're gonna be flying out in the 5 o'clock hour reportedly from XNA, and then we'll get into Portland at about close to midnight tonight local time, which will be close to 2 a.m. And then we'll be back after tomorrow with everything. So again, we may look like zombies, but we're going to be happy zombies being in Portland, Oregon.
That 10 a.m. local time inside Arkansas Live is going to be an adventure, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yes, yeah, it is. It's gonna if today was off the rails a little bit, tomorrow definitely is going to get weird, which we're all here for. So, also, let's see. Jeez. He's from Banter. He says, all the pores, make sure to like and subscribe so we can help too. It's pretty funny. But
hey, but those band geeks pulled up in real life and supported us, which we will never forget.
That's right.
That's right. Hunter Green says, honestly, Arizona might be a good matchup. They always choke and they're due for a bad game. We beat Gonzaga. Why can't we beat Arizona?
I like it. I won't argue with you.
I'll accept that.
Listen,
I don't accept that.
Well, that's what somebody, I can't remember who asked me, but somebody asked me about, like, you know, what do you think Arkansas can win a championship? I'm like, yeah. And it's not because of just some bias. I was like, because you have a guy like Darius Acuff. And as long as you have him, I know it requires more. But as long as you have him, you're going to feel great about any game you're in. So, yeah, with that. Let's see. Our guy Dre also says, if we could go to the Elite Eight, we could meet BYU there, AJ versus Acuff.
It'd be awesome.
That's what I'm rooting for, mostly because I also think Arkansas would fare pretty well in the game. I mean, if you beat Arizona and your next game is against a 6 seed who's down a key player, I think we can live with that.
Yeah.
AJ DeBanza might be ready for the league, but he's not ready for Billy Richmond.
Yeah, that's true.
That's right. And also, too, the fact that, you know, as long as Arkansas is not playing BYU in Fayetteville, they do really well against them. So that's the key ingredient there. Let's see. David says John's luck with airlines is unmatched. Yeah, I know. Thank you. Let's see. We also got, we talked about that.
It's a mean thing to point out right as we're getting ready to hop on a flight.
Yeah, I know. That's just, again, I can always count on people for that. It's like, because I was telling Curtis before we started the show, I'm like, you know, my biggest issue with flying always was, you know, the turbulence stuff. And I was like, and now it's not even the thing that I even care about. Now it's all the stuff just trying to get on the plane, because this has been a nightmare. And it's nothing we can do. Like, we can only do what we can do. But it's just, man, horrible timing with TSA issues, government shutdowns. You got, you know, the shortages of commercial flights. You got spring break going on for so many people, you know, flying from XNA, which is already difficult to fly out of, and going to a place. It's just, everything was just horrible timing on that. But hey, nothing we can do about it. We gotta make it work. So as long as we get there safe and sound, and the equipment gets there safe and sound, we'll be good. Let's see. Willie B. Hardigan says, check Enterprise for a one-way rental car from Nashville to Bentonville for $99. Well, Willie, as someone who worked at Enterprise Rent a Car for 3 years, you got someone who ever did that for you was not supposed to do that. That's not allowed. So, but not to out you, but either way, I've considered it, driving down to San Jose, even though it's a long drive. Let's see a few more here too. Logan says, for our 1 year, are y'all going to wine and dine me?
Yeah,
maybe. It's an anniversary after all.
Yeah, it's true. But isn't it, because when's Logan getting married? Isn't he getting married here soon? Like,
I don't know when exactly.
Right, because I was going to say, like, in 2. Yeah, I felt like it was sometime in the either spring or summer. So I was like, well, if it's in 2 months and it's a year, then you're going to be getting married. So I don't know. But yeah, we'll find something for you. You seem like a guy, Logan, that is a fine dining type of individual, you know, and really those fancy restaurants that you go to. So we'll do what we can to make that work for you. So, okay, Landon just says Ensign Arkansas doesn't even sniff the numbers that KSR does. LOL. What was the point of this? So, okay.
I don't even know what that was all about, but I would just say, let's check KSR's numbers from their first year or two of existence.
Yeah.
And then let's check ours again in a decade. and,
Yeah.
and we'll just see where we're at.
I can't believe we do not have the numbers of a company and media spot that's been established for nearly 20 years. Like, we're really slacking here. But thank you all the same. Also, to,
if we just go to a place where they serve queso and a gravy boat, then Logan's going to be good to go. You remember them nachos?
Man, listen, Logan, I love you, man, but like that was incredible because the nachos were great. But
Phenomenal.
man, it was every day. And he's just like the nachos, and they came out there. What was it? It was Splash. Was it called Splash?
Splash, yeah.
Yeah, Splash, or is it Thrive in Splash City or Splash in Thrive City?
Something like that. Yeah, it's the place we did our shows from, up on that little balcony. And I always thought it was funny because they came. We were trying to find a spot, and I was like, "Hey, you want to do a spot?" They're like, "Yeah, but how much are you gonna pay?" I'm like, "I'm not paying you nothing. How about that?" It's like there's no, we're giving you promotion. We're telling people to come to your place. So either way, hey, shout out to Solo once again for the super chat. Appreciate it. Give you he said, my dad, I'm assuming he means his dad, played running back from 91 to 93. His name is Bruiser Pryor. Great name.
That is elite.
Especially at running back in those days. Like if your name was Bruiser, you're playing either linebacker or running back. So he says, yes, that's his actual name and my middle name. He got 1 touchdown against South Carolina. Y'all probably do remember him from Helena Barton High School.
High School. Okay. Very cool.
That's
Bruiser
awesome.
Pryor. That's big time.
Yeah.
Also, I was not alive, so I do not remember him, but respect a little.
Yeah. Those were tough years for the Razorback football team. I can tell you that. But no, that's awesome. Appreciate that. Also, RS Reed says, hey guys, there are 2 Inside Arkansas bracket challenges on the app. I thought he said the password was Hogs by 90, but that password doesn't work on either bracket. Does anyone know what it is?
There's been a lot of discussion about bracket challenges, passwords not working.
I think he maybe got his answer after, because he wasn't doing the exclamation point on Hogs by 90, and I think he got his answer after I started this. So I think he's good, but if not, Hogs by 90 with an exclamation point. How do the caps work, by the way?
Capital H, capital B.
Okay.
So, but yeah, I don't know what the deal is. I just created it. I didn't know. Maybe there was like one where from last year that we did it, just renewed the one we did last year. I don't know how it works. So I apologize for any of the confusion, but the one that we have and the official one is the one that we've tweeted out and linked and all of that. So apologize about that. But appreciate everybody getting involved in that. And we'll have some cool prizes to go along with it as well. Sheesh. Well, geez, guys. I mean, that was a great show. Really appreciate it. Wasn't supposed to be necessarily this type of show, but glad we did it. It was a lot of fun and getting us ready on St. Patrick's Day to make the trip, Lord willing, this afternoon to Portland. Any final thoughts before we get out of here and make our trek over to the great state of Oregon?
Well, thanks again to everybody for the support, for hanging out with us. It's really cool. We appreciate that. And we're excited to get up there and be able to provide a bunch of coverage for you guys. Tomorrow's a busy day. So I've been saying it on the Pod the Palace, but subscribe to the channel. That certainly helps. But turn those notifications on, because throughout the day, it's going to be like practice footage. Boom. Locker room interviews. Boom. Here's someone from Hawaii. Oh, John Calipari's press conference. Oh, here's a Pod the Palace. One thing after another. And then who knows what we wind up doing with spontaneous lives and everything like that. So the best way to keep tabs with everything we have going on, one, follow us on socials, because that's usually where we're going to put out, hey, we're going to be doing this at this time, so make sure you tune in. But also having those noties on, then you just get a little message every time we put out something different.
Yeah, I'm considering just being obnoxious on Instagram this week and just like filming everything that we do, posting 1,000 stories, posting a bunch of stuff. So follow me on Instagram, Andrew Ellis too. I might be posting stuff. Maybe I'll do it from the Inside Arkansas Instagram, just so it's not, you can't trace it back to me. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm fired. I mean, I guess in like an hour, I'm gonna be we're gonna be linking up and heading over there. I'm excited, and this show is very productive. So appreciate you guys for just bearing with us all the time and being prepared for. Sometimes we affect the schedule. Sometimes we put out different content at different times. You guys are always there to support us, and even if some of you make fun of us a little bit, you always are rocking with us and just ready to get behind us no matter what we do. And that's what we do for this Arkansas team. We get behind them no matter what. And so it's going to be awesome. And so looking forward to it, man. Keep following along what we got going on.
Speaking of bonus content, 3:00, we're going to have some non-scheduled Pod at the Palace action. It's coming out. So double episode today. Usually when we get to the place that we're going, the first thing I do is grab the selfie stick and go walk around and just get a lay of the land. I remember doing that in Providence last year. Did it in San Fran. That's always awesome. I guess I could do it from the Salt Lake City airport, but instead I just recorded something this morning. It goes out at 3:00, so check it out.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, that may be something we'll see. They say we got a pretty big layover in the airport at Salt Lake. Maybe we just do what we did at Kentucky that one time and just pop up and do that too. So, Washburn Idol says, super chat says, just imagine you guys could not have went live today. LOL. Well, here's the deal: is like we don't go in expecting anything. What I will say, there has been times where we've just done a show and it's a normal show, and suddenly everybody's just very generous. And again, it's so much appreciated. It's never required. We never want it to be required. We never want anyone to feel like, I'm better, or I have more of a fan or whatever, because you give more money. That's not what it's about. But it does mean everything to us, because it shows how much you guys are supporting us and what we do. And it just means a lot. It means a lot for the fans. It means a lot for our partners and our sponsors. So thank you all so much for making it possible. Because I'm going to tell you like this. I think Hazelwood made the joke in it, but it's like the media outlets here in Arkansas are going to send people to cover the game. We have all three of us going, and that is not because of, well, golly gee, we just want to go over there and party. It's because it's a dedication that we made to ourselves and to our company. That's like, if we're going to do this, we're going to do it the best way possible. And the more that we have there is not just because, it's cool and fun, which it is, but it's because we know that with us three, we can provide all the best content for you everywhere we go. And that's the main thing. So we do this because we want to do that for you, but we also want to make sure that each and every one of you understand how much you're appreciated for it. So just wanted to throw that out there. But seriously, thank you all. When you hear from us again, at least in a live type of situation, we will be outside of the state of Arkansas. Maybe we'll change the name to Outside Arkansas, like the running joke. But either way, we appreciate all of you. Appreciate everybody. Subscribe to Inside Arkansas. And it's going to be a great week. It's going to be a great time in Portland, Oregon. Can't wait to get there. And we're going to be tapped in each and every step of the way. And that'll do it for us today. For Andrew Ellis, Curtis Wilkerson, intern Cameron, I am John Neighbors. Same sports show, same sports channel tomorrow from Portland. Have a great rest of your day, everybody. We'll see you then.